Hey guys. We've been staying in upstate New York lately, just soaking in life and the world around us. But spending time in the car and on airplanes recently has left me a bit stiff and icky. So I've decided to get outdoors and move a little. Nothing sounds better right now than foam rolling my spine and loosening my shoulders a bit. How about you? Okay, start by putting the foam roller at the base of the shoulder blades, your feet in line with your hips, and make sure your ponytail or hoodie is out of the way. Then lift your hips and roll the foam roller along the spine, looking back, slight back bend, until the roller is at the base of your neck. And then curl up like you're looking at your belly button, moving your feet as needed. Rolling back to the base of the neck, rolling up until the roller is at the lower part of the rib cage. Again, move your feet as needed and try to keep your hips about level with the ground. If you crave a deeper sensation, try to press your head into your hands, either direction. You might get some pops in the spine, and that feels awesome to me. Okay, bring the foam roller now to the lower rib cage and place your feet where they need to be to allow your hips to curl up, engaging the belly and the glutes. And then curl up and hold that position and start to straighten and bend the legs so that you can roll the roller from your sacrum to the bottom of the rib cage. Just massaging the lower back from the hips to the bottom of the rib cage. That roller will keep traveling back and you'll have to keep bringing it forward on the mat. And then eventually you're going to try tipping to one side, and this is more intense for most people. I personally think it feels awesome, but if you need some help, put your hands on the roller. And always remember to keep your belly engaged and your energy reaching forward. Try not to sag your spine on the roller. Adjust so that you can tip to the other side now. Massaging the side of the back, the erector muscles, the quadratus lumborum. These are things that are going to help free up your pelvis to sit in the right position. Awesome. Okay, so now we are going to transition to a mermaid position. Bending the knees, and if sitting like this is uncomfortable, put a pillow or a block under your tush. Place your hand on the roller and side bend, and then come up with the belly muscles help, and side bend the opposite direction. Placing the hand on the roller, keeping your arm connected to your back ribs, space between the shoulder and ear and connection in the lats and serratus. Coming up, feeling the core muscles help you, lengthening up and out of the pelvis. Keep thinking about lengthening the spine. You don't want to just lean to one side. You want to go up and over a barrel. Beautiful. Last one in this direction, and let's switch sides. Great. Placing the hand on the foam roller, keeping the shoulder blades connected to the back, keeping the hips pretty still. One hand on the shin, side bending opposite direction. Think about the rib cage not flaring out. Try to think of your alignment between two panes of glass. Don't back bend in your side bend. Okay, fantastic. We're going to transition now onto the belly with the foam roller out in front of you. Lay on your tummy with your foam rollers under your outstretched arms. You want to feel your shoulder blades drawing lower and wider on your back, so do a few shoulder shrugs for me. Feel how you can move the foam roller without bending your elbows, just moving your shoulder blades. Now I want you to think about your pelvis. Try not to arch the lumbar, but rather press the pubic bone down, pointing the tailbone at your heels. This will engage the bum, the hamstrings, the lower abs. And then initiate by drawing the shoulder blades wide and lower on the back. Begin to lift the heart like you're trying to reach it forward as you reach it up. Keeping your legs, your tummy, your glutes engaged will help prevent dumping into the lower back. You want to feel a stretch in the belly and an opening of the chest and upper back. Remember to keep those shoulder blades connected to the back rather than shrugging up into your ears. This will allow for thoracic extension. Okay, a variation, especially if you get into your neck, try turning the palms inward and up as you roll up, and then rolling the palms down as you roll back down. If you want more room to move, bring your hands a little closer together. You'll be able to come up higher, but make sure that that doesn't shrug your shoulders into your ears. This time, keep the palms facing down as you come into your thoracic extension. Find a place you can hold. Once you're in your comfortable place, bend the elbows and straighten the arms. This action should call attention more to the muscles that hug your shoulder blades to the back ribs. So feel those shoulder stabilizers working, and then lower down and rest the spine. Leave the roller where it is and sit back into a child's pose. From here, transition to sitting on the mat with the foam roller at the low points of your shoulder blades. Find a neutral spine. You want to keep the rib cage in the body as you gently back bend. We want to keep the pelvis still, so we're only moving the upper part of the back. When you go back, the rib cage will move a little, but try not to let the ribs jut out. Feel as though the lower ribs are reaching down as the upper spine reaches back. And then you can place the foam roller 1 inch higher and then another inch higher, just experimenting with using the foam roller to stretch and massage the upper back. The hand on the ribs is to remind the lower ribs to reach down as the upper spine drapes over the foam roller. So now we're going to bring the foam roller back to the lower points of the shoulder blades. Curl up and just take a second before you go into your back bend to keep a little bit of awareness and connection in the lower rib cage. Curl up, little belly engagement. Going back, you're noticing that the upper back is moving, but you're not allowing the entire spine to move all the way down to the pelvis. We don't want the pelvis to tip. Try to find neutral. Curl up once more. Find neutral in the pelvis, not tucked or arched, and then go back into your back bend, trying to isolate the movement from the waist up. Beautiful. So now we are going to squeeze the tush and lift the hips, engaging the hamstrings, the glutes, the lower abs. And from here, we're going to do this magical little movement for your pelvis and lower back. Disengage one glute, letting the hip drop, then squeeze it to lift it up, alternating. This may not feel like a ton of work or a big stretch, but I'm telling you, it's magical. Okay, rest your hips on the mat, straighten the legs, and forward fold. Lengthen out the hamstrings, relax the neck and spine. From here, we're going to transition to laying on the foam roller lengthwise. Get your tush, your spine, and your head supported on the foam roller. A bit of balancing here. We're going to find the feet, the knees, and the hips aligned like train tracks. And then discover neutral in the spine on the foam roller. So we kind of take inventory of where the pelvis and the rib cage are. The lower back should have a bit of a sway. You don't want the pelvis so tucked that you flatten the lower back, nor so tipped that you arch the whole back. You want to feel that little space under the lower, the entire back ribs on the roller, a little connection between the pelvis and front rib cage. And then just put your arms into a goddess or cactus position. And from here, we're going to do little bent arm snow angels, bringing the elbows down toward the rib cage and then hands up overhead. But keep the arms feeling heavy and the spine in neutral so that you can get a nice chest and shoulder stretch. And find places in the movement that you want to be still because it feels like a really yummy stretch. Just let your arms hang in gravity. And you can experiment and choose the place. Maybe reaching the arms up overhead, finding what it feels like in each position. This one is my favorite for the chest. And then bring your hands to your shoulders and draw big elbow circles. As you do a few, you may realize you can bring the elbows even closer together and even further back. Good, and then let's change directions, starting with a moderate circle and increasing to the elbows go back more, elbows come closer together more, exaggerating the circle. Just lubricating that shoulder joint. Should feel awesome. Okay, let's place the hands down and start thinking about the pelvis moving. We're going to try to keep the rib cage and upper spine still as we just rock the pelvis to start. Tuck and imprint the lower spine on the roller. Good, feeling the glutes in the lower belly. And then start to lift the hips into a bridge. Roll the spine down one bone at a time, articulate back to neutral. And then imprint and roll it back up. You want to keep the work in the legs and glutes, a little work in the tummy. Try not to arch the back. Just lift the hips and open the front hip crease. Articulate down. Find your neutral pelvis position and your breath to lift one knee up. Down, and lift the other knee up into that tabletop. Inhale down, exhale lift. Good, both knees up now. Remember the belly stays soft. Beautiful, and now we're going to move the pelvis. And the legs are not moving the pelvis. The pelvis is moving itself. The lower abdominals are moving the pelvis. Beautiful. Great belly work. Lower one foot down and then the other, keeping the neutral spine. We are not tucked. We're staying in that neutral position in the lower back, keeping the belly deep, not hard and pressing out. Awesome. Lower both legs down. That was just a little reminder for your core to support your back, and now you can let it all go. Okay, we're going to roll off the side of the roller, and as I always say, it's not graceful. Just roll off the side and find a comfortable laying position. You can let the hips open and the chest open, or you can just lay with straight arms and legs, your choice. This is an opportunity to feel the shifts in your spine. You should feel that your back is making more contact with the earth, like you're laying in sand. It should feel amazing. I like to let it soak in before I move on. Okay, for our final spinal release, place the foam roller at the base of the neck, like a pillow. It's a little bit awkward, but it's meant to put a bit of pressure on the base of the neck so that you can massage out those tight bands of muscle that connect the head to the rest of the body. Feel like you're moving your head so slowly, it's as if an external force of nature is moving your head, not your own muscles. Discover places that need smaller, deeper, or more concentrated movements. Try to keep the muscles in the face, the jaw, the throat, the neck relaxed. Just do what your body is asking for here. I know this feels really juicy in my neck. It gets tight. Great. And then just move the roller gently out of the way for a final rest. Now that you've created this space in your body, take a moment to receive the benefits. Just let it sink in. Relax. I'll see you soon.